Hi guys, welcome to the video, and on this one I'm just going to be talking about a specific species that I've got in the fish tank and give you a bit more information. So with a cold water aquarium, it's going to be unheated water, so that basically means you're going to have room temperature water in your fish tank and not have a heater. So with this I've got a new entry to my cold water tank, and it's an interesting one. It's called many names, Butterfly Plec, Chinese butterfly fish, pinstripe butterfly plec, HILLSTREAM LOACH, Zoalia. There's loads of names knocking about online for these. There's a difference in colour and appearance, but more or less they're the same thing from what I've found. And this one I got, it's about 1.5 inches big at the moment, and it can grow up to about 3 inches maximum. When you hear plec, you think of some of those which get really big, but I made sure this one doesn't get too big because my tank I've got is 250 litres, and that's about what, 50 gallons roughly. I've got a mix of fish in there, and I just want a nice variety. And the reason I got this Butterfly Plec, well, that's what I'll call it because that's what it was called in the pet store, Shirley Aquatics. You'll see there on that rock, look how nice that looks. It's like a little stingray, and it kind of sucks away at the side of the glass and all the little, there's a few of them here knocking on the tank, you'll see. So I'll go between them, you can see all of them. So yeah, what you basically do is you let them loose in the tank, and you see behind on my blue background there's little bits of algae growing. It actually goes and sucks onto that and cleans your tank. So to an extent they're good cleanup team to keep your glass clear. So my tank's in front of my main room window, and that was the best place for it because it's a 4-foot tank and I can't fit it anywhere else where I can actually see my fish. So with this setup, because the sunlight hits it throughout the day, I get a lot of build up of this kind of algae, and I have this magnetic little cleaner that I clean it with. But now that I've got this Butterfly Plec, I'm hoping he'll do a better job and just keep on top of that cleaning. So with these, there's a few things to keep in mind in terms of care. So you want good oxygenated water. So these tend to be in streams, so they tend to live in streams. So nice flowing water, not massive thickness in terms of how deep the water is, but as you'll see there, look, see how it kind of flies about, it hovers about, it's really nice. So with that in mind, what you need to do is have good oxygenated water. So with my filters, I've got 2, they pour the water back into the fish tank, and it's about 1 inch away from the water, so that creates some oxygen. But I will get some air stones just so that he can carry on kind of doing his job and gets the best environment. I've got sand substrate and rocks here as well, so they say he prefers pebbles and rocks on the floor where he can rest on. So that's one aspect. In terms of eating, he's got that algae, but algae wafers are also a good option to keep them healthy. So there you can see in respect to that my black goldfish how big he is. He's not that big, to be fair. That goldfish is maybe 4 inches long, so you'll see he's just about 1.5 inches if that, and hopefully he'll grow bigger. But yeah, it's a good addition to the tank because it creates some interest on the floor and along the side of the glass of the fish tank. I've got some other loaches as well, which I've got so dojo, the long snake type loaches, and they're really good. But I really like this appearance, and he looks kind of interesting, and he does a little bit of a job as well because it cleans the tank. So if you're thinking about getting one in your cold water unheated tank, they do well in a range of temperatures between 18 and 24 Celsius, so that's a good option. Just keep on top of the water changes because they don't like high nitrates in the water. So as long as you've got clean water and a good tank, these are some good additions. So keep tuned because I'll do a few more of these types of videos explaining each of my fish and giving you more details of how to keep them and how I kind of like them and why I chose them. Because being unheated water tank fish tank keepers, we don't have a big variety of fish, but I've picked out quite a few that give you a varied look on the tank.